keep on forgetting where that camera is. It's right there. As you can see, it shades itself. Welcome to Cooperville Live. Happy Monday, everybody. We are back in business with a big show today. Oh, looking forward to it. Looking forward to today. Just feel like dancing. I don't know why, but I feel it. Wherever you're watching the show, Facebook Live, youtube.com/Cooperville Live, or on the Twitch app at Cooperville Live. Thank you for watching. Joe's in the house. For you, Joe. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Busy weekend. We'll talk about that a little bit. Really excited to talk to my guest today. Jess Antonette is on the program. She will be here in about 10 minutes. So we're going to chat with her about a whole bunch of things, about music, about her charity, Bundle Up Nash, and all the things. We're going to talk all the things. We'll talk her latest single, Drunk on Me. Get that website up. Where's the website? Get the website. Huh, bam, bam. There it is. She'll be joining us shortly. Stick around for that. Always feel free to join the conversation in the comments. If you're a first-time watcher of the show, we can interact. Just like we brought Joe on, bring as much as one. Oh, see? You want to be a part of it in the comments of wherever you're watching. Doesn't matter which platform. We bring you in. You got questions for Jess? Bring them in. If you would like to support the show, which we always appreciate, the Cooperville Live Patreon link is in the comment sections wherever you are watching. It supports the show. We got the new, we got a whole bunch of new studio stuff that's going to be going in, doing the studio rebuild, which is going to be badass. And the launch of Cooperville Clothing Company is fastly approaching. And if you are a member of the Patreon, you get first crack at the new gear. So it's going to be sweet. I'm excited. That's a big thanks out to Blake Allison, Joey Walzer, A Window In, ReadyWaves.com. If you're a streamer and you're looking for royalty-free, high-quality music to use on your live streams, ReadyWaves.com. They did the intro for the show. We use their music all the time, and nobody shuts us down, which is a good thing. The only time they shut us down is when we talked to Navy SEALs, and they shut us down. It happened once. It happened one time. I get it. I understand. So join the Patreon. That really helps the show. Plans as low as $10 a month. Exclusive content. We already posted tomorrow's guest. We have a big guest coming tomorrow too, but nobody knows about it unless you're a member of our patron of the show. We just posted that here just before this show started. So lots and lots of stuff happening on the program, and you get insight with our Patreon. That's a busy weekend. My son is up. Went and picked up Junior on Friday. His birthday is coming up this Friday, but he won't be here. So we had a birthday party on Saturday. He turns 11, which is crazy. So we had a little gathering of children and adults and family and friends, and on Saturday, and had a little bonfire. Did the s'mores thing. Did the hot dog thing. It was really, really cool. We went bowling yesterday. Bowling for the first time in a very long time yesterday, which was great. Thanks out to the crew at Falls Bowl. They took care of us. But and I remember doing this as a kid too. And when if my dad took me bowling or my mom took me bowling or whatever, there's always arcade stuff, right? There's always arcade stuff around. So there was the quarter thing. They had the quarter thing at the bowling alley. You drop a quarter in and it falls onto a tray of quarters, and then the tray kind of slides back and forth and it knocks quarters back out, and then there's prizes in there, and then this one had had these keys, and then they had prizes in a machine next to the quarter machine. One of those things was a drone, and my son just became super hyper obsessed with that. We had to run back over to the machine, be like, "It's your time to bowl." He'd come over, he'd roll, he'd go back over to the machine. I know he had $20 that he'd gotten in cash from his birthday. That was gone quick. And I threw plenty in, and Nick threw plenty in. Just I think it was probably, I don't know. It was maybe 60 or $70. It feels like that's what it was. But it was addicting, and like it was so, like, Joe knows those things are the devil. It's true. They are. You get so close and you feel like it in I'm a little taller obviously than he is. So I'm like looking down, I'm like, "Oh man, this is like $4 we could probably get this key to fall, then you get a drone, and what a great thing." Um it was not to be. Hi mom. Hello from California. Hello. It was just not meant to be. It was not meant to happen. And after, like I said, $60, maybe more, I don't know. We walked. I think he won there was like a $2 bill, so he got that. But then he just changed that in and put that back into the pot. So if anybody's going to Falls Bowl and you get a drone, you're welcome. I helped fund your winnings because it was pouring money in, and the disappointment was insane. Just like, oh, it's all I wanted. Kids are. There's like they're solely focused on that one thing. Like, I'm gonna get it, and you give them hope. Like, quarters would fall, so there was a reinvestment. There was a good ROI, but the quarters kept on falling out. A little bit closer, and we were there for like 4 hours. Mr. Abraham, how you doing, sir? Good to catch up with you. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in, man. TA in the house. Tim Abraham Photography. For those of you who don't know. But he was just like super obsessed with it, and then super upset when after 4 hours at the bowling alley, 3 games, we're like, it's just time to go, man. And I'm sorry, you just, we could have bought the damn drone, after the investment of, $1, $5, 10. Like, we could have just bought the drone. Could have gone on Amazon and probably had it delivered today. But it's just that urge, that sensation. Like, I gotta get it. And I fell prey to it too. We all did. We were all over there, like, man, like coming up with a certain maneuverability. Like, how do you get if you push it here, drop 2 at a time? But no, it was just nothing, man. He we all came out much poorer after it. What's up, Jay? Hey, she's going to be on the show in just a bit. I'm not sure how to go live on her. Let me in. In your email inbox, there will be a link that you click on, and that link will bring you into the behind the scenes stuff. So let me know if you need me to resend that. Otherwise, I can send it to your Insta, and then you just click on that link, and it'll open up, and you'll test your camera. So it's pretty slick stuff. But yeah, that was and then the fallout was several hours of just like sadness that we didn't get the drone. I was like, man, I know it's a major bummer. I'm like, let's grill out. I'm trying to take your mind off of it. But no, should have had more patience. I was like talking himself through it. Like, if I was just a little more patient. I'm like, no, here's a valuable lesson. This is how they get you. This is how they reel you in. They're like, come on, you just keep pumping quarters in there. And, ooh, yeah. Oh, here's $3 in quarters that came back. Oh, awesome. I'm going to win. Oh, the keys moved, a couple inches since you've been here. Well, yeah, you put $70 in there. Of course it's going to move. And then you don't get it, So I'm not sure if that deters him from being a future gambler. You know what I mean? Like, if he doesn't gamble in his future, that's the reason why. Or if he becomes like a super addicted gambler, then I have a birthday party at a bowling alley to blame, and the fact that I helped fund his addiction to. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get this drone. You didn't get the drone, kid. Now I got to go buy him a drone just to ease the pain. Hashtag dad life. Hashtag dad life. So that was my fun weekend. Was catering to a soon-to-be 11-year-old and his birthday / new addiction to gambling machines and bowling alleys. I know, it's super Wisconsin. That's the bait and hook, Joe. Joe knows it's that bait and switch that gets you. But he was very strange. Like, there was a $2 bill in there. Like, when's the last time you saw a $2 bill? And he's like, how much is this worth? I'm like, it's really worth $2. Like, there's no getting around it. So he went and changed it in for two $1 bills because he couldn't use it in the damn quarter machine. That was wild. But super excited to have my guest for today on the program. We've been going back and forth for like months and just scheduling. And I'm sure at one point she's like, who is this weird guy that just keeps on messaging me to be on his show? And I'm like, for real, like I'm legit. Like I'm not super creepy stalker dude that like, messages you, which I'm sure you get those in your inbox, Jess. But finally we got this all set up. Jess Antonette is on the program, and thank you for not thinking me a creep.
I don't think you're a creep. I'm the worst with getting back to people though, so it's all me.
No, I don't think so. I'm sure that you probably have a fair share of fans. Not
it
fans.
gets creepy. Yeah, it gets weird.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they ask for some weird things. It's very strange.
And I felt because as part of this, I'm like, hey, like send me your email and a picture I can use for the artwork. And I'm like, well, when I read that didn't sound like it came out like the right way.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're legit.
So is it? So I know there was actually a poll done about this. Is it Jay or is it Jess?
This is just like an ongoing nightmare in my life right now. So I've been going by Jay Antonette for so long because at one point that's really what people called me, and I felt like a Jay. But now, like the older I'm getting, the more I'm like, I'm a Jess. Like I'm Jess. My family calls me Jess. My friends call me Jess. If you see me out, we'll be like, hey Jess. So the poll indicated that people wanted it to be Jess Antonette, but it's such a long name. Like if you write it out, it's so long. So I'm like, So I think with the next release, the plan is to come out as Jess Antonette. But
it's an artist rebrand. It's an artist rebrand. Yeah, it's a total artist rebrand. It's people have done it all the time. It happens all the time.
It stinks. You have to change all your social media, all your handles, all your website, and I'm like, can I just leave it like jantonette.com? Because it's like J for like T Swift,
Oh yeah, I think you can totally do that. Yeah, don't spend the money on the new on the new URL, which is right here. Watch this. Boom, we'll pop it in here. Look at this. Blam! Oh! There it is.
Damn.
It's like right there. jantonette.com. See, we got all the stuff figured out today.
Get all the stuff. This is like real. This is amazing.
And half the time I don't know what I'm doing. I just press funny buttons. I'm like, well, I think if I put her website up here, but
it's pretty good.
I want to talk to you about, you've had such a crazy music career at such a young age, but I want to talk about the first time you got the music bug, like when you were growing up, and was it like a church thing? Was it a parent thing when you go, I think instead of, going into being a doctor or a chiropractor, or
nobody would want that for me.
but when does music become like, this sounds like something I want to pursue and make this my thing, my jam?
Well, for me, okay, so most kids listen to what their parents listen to, right? We have no choice when we're really young. Right. Luckily, my parents listened to really good music, I thought. And so I was less into singing and more into the songwriting thing. So as soon as I could write, I would sit outside in between the bushes, like hide and write little songs. And that was my, entry or whatever you want to call it into music. And, I was always singing, but I was still pretty shy when it came to like performing. Like my parents would want me to perform in front of the family and I would shake and tremble. And honestly, what's weird about me is to this day, I'm still like that. Like if there's friends over and they just want to sing because everyone's like having a good, I don't want to do it. Like I only want to do it when I'm like in character on stage. I'm like, I'm ready. It's like you go to a masseuse's house, they're a professional massage person. You're like, can I get a massage? It's like, no, I want to just hang out at this party. I don't want to sing.
I used to have people, because I spent 20 years in radio. Like that was like, I don't know, for some reason when I turned like 18, I did radio until I was much older than 18. But I would go to places, like go to a friend's house, go to family gatherings and stuff, and they're like, hey, do your radio voice. I'm like,
no, what am I like? No. What is this?
I'm like, first off, there's not anything here to be that excited about where I'd be like, hey, coming up next, we have this, this. And apparently my nose was always plugged in radio. I always talk like this. That was like my first year. But yeah, the people don't think about that when you're, when you have a profession and you're outside of it. You're at the masseuse is your friend. You're like, hey, since we're just hanging out, like, you want to
Or it's like you go to a doctor's house, you're like, I have a rash. Can you look? I mean, no, listen, I love music and I love to sing, but I don't know. I'm like an introverted extrovert. So I'm like, I don't know. Like when I'm home or just around friends, I'm just like,
I'll just be here behind the shadow of the curtain and nobody will see me. Maybe that's where the Jay versus Jess thing comes in, because
I think so.
Jay becomes the character, becomes the I'm in the mode, I'm in the zone, and Jess is like writing songs in the bushes.
Right. That is literally what's going on in my life right now. It's the battle between the two.
I get it. I 100% get it. So you start writing at a very young age. Like, when do you get into and you say you still have it to this day, about having a little bit of a stage fright sort of thing, but when does it kind of, the character developed enough where you can be like comfortable in front of performing in front of, family, friends, other people?
I mean, my parents kind of forced me into doing that with my family. And so I kind of got a sour taste in my mouth from it, because I just feel like when I was so young, I wasn't really ready. So I was like even more fearful. But they're always very supportive though. But I think that when I was actually in college is when it kind of started developing more, because I kind of found my voice. Then I was singing out at bars, doing cover songs. I opened up like my first musical events company. And so we were singing all over Westchester, which is in New York. And so it was really just finding myself through cover songs, So I didn't really step foot into like a professional level of singing until I did my first tour as a background singer. And then I saw the lights and the stage and how amazing it was, and get to travel the world. And I was like, what is this life? I need it. I love it. I want it. And that was like, really, I mean, after that, I was like, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah, I mean, that addiction is, and I was talking about my son's now addiction to gambling. Since I took him to a bowling alley for his birthday. But this a different kind of thing when you have the lights and even seeing it from that perspective, when it's you're in it. I mean, you're watching the stage being built. You're there at sound check. You're a part of this. It becomes that drug that you're like, okay, now that fear is gone. I need this to be a part of my life. But how do you go from, I'm singing in college, I'm doing cover songs, I'm obviously a young entrepreneur at that point as well, starting a music company. But how do you go from that to like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna sing backup for like Melissa Etheridge or Michael Bolton, or me and Johnny Resnick, we're just gonna hang out. We're gonna do some things. We're gonna do some things together. How do you go from like, how does that transition? How does that work?
Well, I get this question a lot, and I wish I had a better answer for you, but to be honest, I fell into it. It was like by accident. There was no intention of ever being a background singer. I never thought about it. I never looked into it. I never auditioned. Basically, I was in New York, and I was writing at these different studios in the city. And I guess Melissa Etheridge was recording or working with a company called Wonder Music. And they scouted me, Wanda Music, the group. And my friend Arden reached out and was like, Jerry Wanda's going to give you a phone call. And I'm like, who's Jerry Wanda? And he's like, oh, he's a bass player from the Fugees. He's works with Wyclef and Justin Bieber and John Legend. And I'm like, what? Like, I thought it was a joke. I was like, this is like a crock. What? No. So literally Jerry called me. He's like, can you get on a train in 15 minutes or leave in 15 minutes, be here in 45 minutes? And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah. And I came to the studio and I was like freaked out, because she was somebody that I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
I was like, me? Are you me? Are you sure? Sure. I mean, I learned a lot on that tour. I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I didn't. And it was one of the best experiences. So there was no like, I auditioned. Like, I don't know. This is why it's a tough question to answer, because it happened. I really think that if you're meant for something, it'll find you if you work hard enough. Sometimes you don't know what it is, but I don't know. You attract things sometimes.
Apparently. And it was a lot of learn on the fly then. If you weren't like really like, I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to, maybe just take copious notes and figure it out as I go. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I was faking it till I made it type of thing, I knew how to sing. and I knew music, but to be a background singer is different. I mean, I could move and dance and do all this, but I, was learning the techniques of being a background singer on the go, like the blending and, learning that the sound guy adjusts your voice. You should sing full out. Cause I kept like going backwards from the mic. They're like, put your face on the mic. I'm like, why? They're like, oh, people are adjusting you. So it was like really cute that I had no idea.
But it seems like people were very helpful. They were giving you advice on as you were going through, and like actually you don't need to. Actually, in the background, they have control.
Oh, yeah.
They have all the control.
Oh yeah, they'd be like, wrong and strong. If you're gonna mess up proud. And I was like, I don't want to mess up at all. Stop it.
So, and this is all while you're in New York. Like when does Nashville come calling? Because that's always an intriguing story for artists that make that move down to Nashville. Because it's obviously it's always been the mecca for country, but nowadays it seems like all genres. It's alive and thriving down there. When does that move, that transition take place for you to call Nashville home?
So I kept putting off Nashville for a long time. Like I am New York through and through. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to leave New York. I'm going to go to LA. I spent 6 months there and nothing was lining up in regards to like apartments. And so I had to fly to Nashville to do some songwriting, and I'm impulsive. So I walked into this building and I was like, how much is it to live here? And they said something so ridiculously cheap compared to LA and New York that it was like, I'm here, sign me up. I signed the papers within the weekend. My friend shipped my boxes out. I never went back. So I've been in Nashville. So that happened about, summer of 2019. Mm-hmm. So I had a couple solid months here before the pandemic hit, and then I lost a year. So I'm really, really getting into Nashville now, like really learning it.
Yeah, I think that's a crazy story because, you sometimes you have a picture in your head of like, well, yeah, obviously Nashville. I mean, obviously Nashville, and then also realizing that the marketplace and the expense and cost of things in New York and LA compared to a place like Nashville. I mean, if you needed an omen, I guess that was it. Like,
wait,
it's
just the stars aligned.
I can live here and I can eat. This is a win.
Right. I was like, this is great. Yeah. And then the universe was like, let's pull a year pandemic on you and take away all your work and figure it out. And I was like, great.
I love a challenge. I'm learning as I go.
Bring it on.
Yeah, it has been. The last year has obviously been wild for everybody. Music industry obviously was affected even more, and was affected right away. And then you kind of when you start peeling back the labels of layers of the onion, if you will, in music industry, like it's the songwriter, it's the artist, it's the band, it's the tour managers, it's the road crew, it's the guy that drives the sprinter, it's the venue. Like all this stuff was like crazily affected, but it in Nashville got doubly hit because you had the tornado like a week before they shut the world down. Like,
and my neighborhood was one of the ones that really got hit, and I was really lucky because I was okay, but everything around me got destroyed. And that was my first experience with the tornado. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I've just never experienced that, living up in New York. And it was, wow. Yeah. Still scary. Every time it's like thundering out, I'm like, what's going to happen? Like I have like PTSD.
Yeah. You might run for shelter. No, I get it. Yeah. But it's also a community. It feels like that when things like that happen, and we'll start with the tornado and then we'll go into the pandemic, there really is a sense of community and come together and helping the neighbors out. That really has that Nashville vibe of, hey, your car is in a tree, we'll find a guy to help you out to get it down.
Yeah, Nashville's great. It's the volunteer state. People really do unite here, which is so special, really.
So the last year, tornado hits, they shut the world down. I'm sure you had tons of plans for 2020 for releasing music. I know you did end up getting a song out, "Drunk on Me," which I want to talk about, which is a fabulous song. Thank you for sharing that with the world. But you have all of these plans, dreams, aspirations. At least you have an idea of, even if this doesn't come into fruition, there's places in Nashville to play. There's networking. It's obviously a huge place for songwriters and collaborating with others. And then all that's taken away.
Yeah.
And then we all should have invested in Zoom, because that would have made us all enough money to, live
I know.
long and free. But so what's the year been like for you to have to navigate through all the conditions that are currently in effect?
Well, I know I'm not alone in this. We all
Mm.
got, affected and hit in our own ways. I felt like this past year, 2020 was a journey of self-exploration. Like
Mm.
when the world takes away your purpose, your voice, your day-to-day job, I felt like I had no reason to get out of bed. I
Mm.
went through a phase of depression. Um, had anxiety every day. Like, how am I going to pay my bills? What am I going to do? Like
Mm.
musicians, they're starving artists. I mean, so
Yep.
it's feast or famine in my world. If I'm touring, I'm doing well. If I'm not, I'm struggling. And so, you know, I am happy though that I had that time to really reflect on who I am, what I want, what my goals are. It allowed me to create all new music that's going to be coming out in the
Mm.
next couple of months, which I'm so excited about. But I never would have had that opportunity if I didn't have the time. I got
Mm.
all of this free time to just dig into me. So coming out of that, I'm super optimistic. Things are looking up. I'm starting to
Mm.
get booked again. I'm doing writers' rounds in the next couple weeks. I've been working with different photographers and different songwriters, and
Mm.
I'm like recharged and re-energized at this point. So I'm like, bring it on. I'm ready for 2021. Let's go.
It's great to find silver linings, I think, when you have situations like this, because everybody was affected, but everybody was affected in a different way. And when I talk about musicians and artists being affected, it's a lot of things that you don't necessarily think about, that I mentioned. But to be able to utilize, to understand after going through that, that depression of, you know oh man, I have to figure out my life somehow, and this was not it's not obviously anybody's plan, but to
Yeah.
be able to then say, okay, I'm going to maximize this time that I have, because normally it would be, you'd have some time to write, but there'd be touring, and there'd be, with touring comes the following exhaustion from touring, and then the
Right.
rebound to get ready to do it again. But to really focus on you and writing and your talents, and probably sped up the growth process, because it wasn't combined with all the other distractions that are out there when you're on the road. So wait, I mean, to find that silver lining, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I spent, a lot of time going, who am I? What do I want? What do I stand for? Who
Mhm.
is Jay Antonette or Jess Antonette? What does that mean? And then I kind of got into the charity stuff more
Yep.
and said, well, if I'm suffering, what are they doing?
Mhm.
I'm really, really blessed and lucky for what I have. People have even less. So why am I crying? Get up and function. You're fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of poured myself into doing the charity stuff, and it's been nice.
Yeah. Tell me about Bundle Up Nash, because that's your passion project, your charity project, which is doing great things in Nashville. I think you couldn't have said it better when you take that moment to go, wow, I guess I'm kind of blessed.
Yeah.
And you look around, and you see that there's others that are struggling, and you make the decision to step up and to help. Tell me about the formation of a Bundle Up Nash and its initiative, and kind of where it's gone since its inception.
So I've been doing charity work on and off my entire life. My family's
Mm.
really into it. And so I came to Nashville and I was like, all right, I want to do a musical showcase of like some of the most talented artists that I know,
Mm.
and also raise warm items for the homeless, which is how the name came to be, because there was no plan for me to really start an organization like a real charity.
Yeah.
So we just called it, Bundle Up Nash. And we had a cool night and a musical showcase, and it was sick. And it wound up being so fun that we did a Christmas event out at a bar in Nashville
Mm.
before COVID happened. And this was 2 years ago when the first one happened. And we like did the staging. It was like a winter wonderland, looked like a snow globe. It was so cool. We had all these different acts. And we worked with Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. I think it's called Champ's House. And
Mm.
it just shook me that people who didn't know me, didn't even know some of the artists, came out. This one lady said, I saw your flyer on Instagram through a friend, and she brought in a bicycle. And I was like, ah! like crying as a toy for
Yeah.
the kids, you know.
Mhm.
I don't know why, I just got super emotional. I was like, all right, this is a thing. We're going to keep the name Bundle Up. And currently we're opening in New York. So
Wow.
I'm super
Nice.
excited. And so basically Bundle Up is like bundle up with love,
Mhm.
bundle up with giving, it just means like warmth and doing right by people. And so I think it's important to bring music to the homeless community.
Mhm.
It's not just like entertainment for us while we're doing the charity work, like raising the money and hosting the events. The homeless community, they want interaction. They're humans,
Right.
isn't it nice if we can send somebody out playing guitar to them? Like, it's
Yeah.
uplifting, it's motivating, it's healing. So that's what we're really trying to do. And I've been spending a lot of time trying to figure out that business plan, what that looks like, and
Right.
how do we get the permits and how do we do this? So it's really in development right now, but we have some exciting things coming up.
Well, first off, congratulations. I mean, I think that's an awesome initiative to undertake, and I think the combination of being able to do something that not only you're passionate about, but that also brings passion, on the reciprocating end from those that you're providing for, and it really and I understand the emotion that you go through because you get to see even during times of struggle for many people. People are willing to go and do amazing things for others that are less fortunate.
Yeah.
Even if not everybody's thriving during COVID and people were laid off of work. And I mean, I had friends and family that were furloughed that were still out doing things, for the community and being involved. So it's really kind of gives a perspective of we may we are all in this together.
Yeah.
We may be on different playing fields, but we're all in this together. So it's great to have, kind of a facilitator of here's a great thing we can do that involves music, that involves helping out. And the reward on that, I mean, that's the return on that investment is, a full heart and hopefully more tears of joy.
Yes,
Than
everyone's making me cry all year. That's all I do is I just cry. It's like crazy. And with charity work, it's not always about, some people, we're all struggling financially, and it's not always about money. It's about your time,
Right.
about your energy. Say you don't have time to volunteer. Well, you can call someone up and say, hey, do you have any warm items that you don't need? Okay, I'm going to collect them and then I'll drop them off. Like that's a part of volunteering. So
Yeah. I mean, you can't put a price tag on that kind of time. I mean, there's not an hourly rate for it. It's if you're willing to do it and you feel that reward of the giving process, that's well worth your investment of time and energy and effort and using all the connections and I should have invested in Kleenex for as much as you've cried this year, but
I know I could have made you a billionaire. If you're ever wondering where I am, guys, I'm just crying in a pool of my own tears.
And then you go, wait, there's a great song lyric there. Hang on one second.
Yes.
Crying in my tears. I think that one's been done before, but you also have, and I just heard about this, the Native Manor artist. Tell me more about that. I know you just posted something about it, and I wanted to have you get some more info out about what else you have going on with all this crazy. What else do you have to do?
Well, as an artist, let's sidestep really quick. So my whole thing, my new venture, I would say my new music, my narrative is about women being limitless. So people think, oh, you have kids. Oh, you can't do both. You can't have kids and a career. No, you can have it all. It's up to you what you dedicate your time to. Like life is about choices. So that's the first thing. So that's why I have so many things going on, because I think I am limitless. I'll let you know when I have my nervous breakdown. It's fine. But Native Manor is my entertainment company. I started one in 2013, which I just told you about, but I did a whole rebrand, name change. Now it's Native Manor. And there is a section of it that's called Native Manor Artists, and it's geared towards it's free. It's just geared towards like giving artists advice from pros in the industry, not me, people who are like for real. And we're doing it virtually. We're holding women's networking mixers, both virtual and in person, depending on people's, preference because of COVID. But so yeah, it's just a place where artists can go and be collaborative together. People who are looking for opportunity to work together, that's like a good platform to just start interacting, get involved,
Well, it's not for lack of things going on in your life. I mean, I don't
know. I say I'm like the hardest working like I should be making so much money, but I'm poor. Like what? I'm the busiest poor person you ever met. No, just kidding.
But that's part of the grind, I think, is especially when you involve a charity aspect of it and songwriting and doing things for artists. The payoff comes in and it will in some monetary ways, but the payoff for you is, I mean, what a great self-fulfilling thing to be able to help with other artists. I mean, you obviously being in Nashville, how much talent is out there and how it's well, sometimes it is that storybook. Well, I went to Nashville and then boom, I was discovered. And then the next thing you know, I'm headlining XYZ. There's a lot of people that go there and they're kind of like, well, I came here and nobody just threw a record contract at me. Like, I don't understand. Like, I thought they were just handing them out as you come through the city limits. They're like, here you go. Here you go. Here's your contract. Go ahead and sign. So it's great to be able to have that kind of network of artists and bringing them together with some pros and help them further their careers. What a great program.
Yeah. And selfishly, it gives me a purpose and a reason to get out of bed every day, So selfishly, it's been good for me.
It benefits everybody is what you mean.
Benefits everybody. No, I'm just kidding. I really do love helping people.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. No, I really do enjoy it. We have a women's event this Wednesday and I cannot wait because it's in person. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be like around real people and then I can't wait.
And what is the current status of Nashville? Is things kind of open back up a little bit? Is there like capacity things like 25%? What's the vibe in Nash Vegas? Well,
the vibe is, I don't know what they're saying it is. I haven't done any research on that, but it looks like it's pretty open. Yeah. Like it looks like Broadway is pretty normal. I have not been down there yet, but music's happening. Tourists are coming. Everyone's having a good time. I think it depends on the restaurants and stuff. We still wear masks and I'm, doing the thing. So I should probably Google that. I don't even know.
Yeah, just go out and find out. Yeah, you just take a walk down Broadway, be like, oh, I guess this is how we are now. This is how we roll.
Okay, got it.
So not that you have anything, any free time, but having this time to write music, you talked about, utilizing 2020 and into 2021 really to focus on you as an artist and who you wanted to be and what you stood for. Do you have a plan for the year? Is there like, you're throwing some dates out, maybe some things like what's on the horizon, Jess?
Yes, there's so many exciting things. I cannot wait for this. So I just did kind of like a whole new, I hate saying brand, but rebrand. I had the time to hyper focus on like what I wanted to do. So I have 2 new songs coming out. I'm going to be producing even more, but we just haven't gotten there yet because I just got back in the studio. I mean, after not being there for a year, it was like, what? So I have 2 songs that are going to come out. I have not released the names yet, but they're cool, super cool. If you like Drunk on Me, you'll love these. These are different vibes though. Like it's still kind of dark. That's kind of my thing, But I'm super excited. I'm going to be touring. We're going to be doing a mini radio tour. I have a couple performances going on in the summer. I'm going to be announcing this stuff like all in the next like 3 weeks.
Right.
So I'm like excited. So excited about it.
So a full slate of Jess and Antonette stuff coming in 2021 after a year of looking in.
Yeah.
And now getting out.
You know what's funny? Because everyone's like, some people have heard the new stuff, just like, producer friends. And they're like, it's so cool. It's really awesome. They're like, why are you so sad? I like sad girl country, I like stuff with emotion and
I
don't know.
No, I think that's the genre that I always just say that country and rock are the two emotional genres because there is a connection to the music that and I'm not disregarding pop
I'm not knocking anything
for the value of it. There's some stuff that you're like, that got me in the feels, but like there's just something about country and that connects to the song, to the artist, and the artist to the fan who, and you know how country fans gravitate towards their artists and towards their music. So yeah, I mean, sad girl it out. I mean, going through enough Kleenex, you might as well like.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's important to be authentic to where you're at. And yeah, I am happy day to day, but like when I'm writing music, I'm really digging into like deep stuff. So it's like, if that's how I feel, I want to be real about it. And I don't want to just release songs that are like up if I'm not really like in that place. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm sure I will release some upbeat, you know, fun, more lighthearted, but I'm not there right now.
Yeah. I think
I think that's okay.
Yeah, it's all in time. It's all in your emotional, like if you're, you know, going on an emotional roller coaster, like you take your music and your art with you like that. And when you're on the top end of the roller coaster, you're like, hey, this is pretty great. And then you look down and you go, whoa, that's kind of scary down there. Let's go down, let's go see what's down at the bottom of this roller coaster. This will be fun.
Yeah.
No, I love
my new stuff is more about like self-discovery. And so, you know, it'll be nice to see if people can connect and relate to that. So
I love it. Well, I am just super excited that we finally got a chance to connect, and I get to hear your story and all your stories and all the things you have going on. It's never a loss of free time with you. It seems like there's always forward momentum and things going on, and your charity work and the music company. I mean, you're just kind of a doer of all things. I mean, hashtag girl power, right?
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, we're all limitless if we want to be, right?
Is that why you responded to me? Because my name on Instagram is at No Limit Cooper official. So I
was like, oh, he's got to be
good. He must not have any limits either. Well, sometimes I feel like I do.
No, I'm so glad you had me on. Thank you so much. I'm so glad we did this. I'm sorry that it took me forever. But
no, good. You had things going on and all good things. So I'm more than happy to wait while you start your world domination platform.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Jess, let people know where they can find you on the social media so they can follow along with your story and your new music and all the other things that you have going on.
Sure. You can follow me on Spotify at j.antonette. And it's the same name for Instagram, but j_Antonette. So.
And boom, here is the website again. Look at that. There she is. jantonette.com. Right. Oh, you should put that jingle there on the.
Shouldn't I? jantonette.com.
It's got a commercially ring to it. I think you can make it happen. Make it happen.
People would never go to my website.
No, they would just keep on clicking. You'd get so many hits on your site. You look at your analytics and be like, what is people? Oh, people just want to hear the jingle. That's what they want.
Maybe I can do your theme song.
You could. It's a little heavier. It's a little aggressive. They say it's aggressive. My friends that put it together are in a couple different rock bands, and they have a production company, and it's happy but aggressive.
I love it.
Awesome, Jess. Thank you again so much. Take care of yourself, and I'm hopefully on this radio tour. Maybe you make your way up to the North Country, and we'll connect and we'll jam.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. You're great.
Awesome. Thanks, Jess. Take care.
Bye. You too.
Cheers. Jess Antonette on the program. That was great. Make sure you check out our website. We'll bring it up here one more time, jantonette.com, as well as all of her social medias, which are all linked on the website there. So go and check her out. Drunk on Me is her latest song, but as you heard her mention, there is new music coming very soon. So follow her on the social medias for updates on when that stuff's coming out. She's got Bundle Up Nash. She's got the Native Menor music stuff going on. She's a busy gal. World domination is next, as I like to say. So that was great. I'm glad we finally got to connect with Jess. Thank you all for hanging out on the program. Yeah, Joe, definitely well worth the wait. It was awesome. Very cool stuff. Coming up tomorrow on the show. Tomorrow is Tuesday, right? Right? Yeah, tomorrow's Tuesday. Another up-and-coming country star, Murphy Elmore, is going to be on the program tomorrow. That's at 5:10 p.m. The show starts at 5. As always, I banter on for 10 minutes, and then we're joined by Murphy Elmore, who's going to be on mañana. Looking forward to it. So thank you all for watching, for being a part of Cooperville Live on a Monday. Enjoy the rest of your night. Go attack tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another.